Hey everybody in the reggae universe, welcome to a conversation in dub hosted by me, Mark Ramondi.
And me, James Pasqua. This podcast is all about exploring the massive world of reggae and dub music, from its roots in Jamaica to its influence on various music genres worldwide.
This podcast also explores the intricacies of dub through insightful conversations, interviews with artists, and in-depth analysis of iconic tracks. We don't just talk about the music, but also the stories behind it, the techniques used in its production, and the social and political context that shaped its development.
Our goal is to promote mindful listening, taking you, the listener, on the journey the artist intended. Through this process, we hope to introduce you to new music or give you a new insight on music you already know and love.
This podcast is brought to you by Rootfire, a platform for reggae music worldwide with a mission to empower artists and nurture the community that supports them. You're here because you love reggae music and want to be a part of that community. We're here to help connect the dots.
If you have any feedback for us, be sure to email us at aconversationindub@gmail.com or message us on Facebook or Instagram at aconversationindub. We love hearing from you. Now,
let's get to the show. Hey bro, how you doing?
I am doing great. Loving this new format. We don't have to do the intros anymore.
Yes, it's definitely different, but I like it so much more. We just get to kind of hang out and get right into things.
It's different and I like it.
Yeah, it's another new season, which is great. We're getting deeper into summer. Thank God the weather over here is breaking. I know for you, it's always how it is over there, but I feel like I'm just creeping out of the freezing cold over here in Jersey, and I'm absolutely loving it, which has been wonderful.
Well, it's 90s out here in the desert, so
God,
if you ever want to come melt in the heat, come on out here.
Yeah. It's happening. It's going to happen. We might wait till it gets a little cooler there. I mean, I don't do good in the cold, but I don't do good in the hot. I'm more like a Goldilocks type of guy. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying, but that's fine.
That's for a different type of episode.
And I love that our song is now on streaming platforms. I hope you guys checked it out. It's called Keep Dubbing. You can get it anywhere you listen to music. It's our podcast theme song.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to do. I'm excited because hopefully we'll just have more of that stuff to come for everybody to kind of check out, the music stylings of us. I mean, you and I, we've been making music for a long time together, so it's nice to get together and make a project.
Always nice. You want to get into some music?
Yeah, I was just going to say, Matt, this is going to be cool. We're going to kind of tiptoe around the new way of doing things. So talk to me about what we're doing today, what we're jumping into, what we're listening to.
We are going to be listening to a track by a very well-known Jamaican artist, Sugar Minott. We're going to be listening to A Slice of the Cake, which came out in 1984. Got the album right here. The album artwork, for any of those who have seen it, is great. It's just fantastic.
It really is. It's so silly. I love it.
It is. There are so many good songs on this album, too. Oh, I love this album. As you know, we're not able to feature songs right on here anymore, but go check out the song. It's Sugar Minott, Slice of the Cake. It is available on all streaming platforms, so Mark and I are going to listen to it right now, and we'll be back soon, and we're going to break it down. What do you say?
All right. Yeah, man. Let's get into it.
Slice of the Cake. Sugar Minott. What do you think of that?
I really like that track. You know what's crazy is I haven't listened to that track in a while.
Yeah. Well, I can't say the same, but I love this song. I love Sugar Minott. I love his voice. I love his unique style. The way he into phrases, I don't know how else to explain it.
Bend into those pitches is iconic.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It's really, really good. And there's so much that you can really break down about what's happening, what isn't happening here. I mean, you and I, we feature a lot of songs over the years on this podcast of 2-chord wonders. What about a 1-chord wonder?
This is it right here. This is a true 1-chord wonder song.
It really is.
It didn't need anything else.
Didn't think it could get simpler than 2. He got 1 going on, but it's I'm still so intrigued. So for me, what sticks out with this, right? it's just where everything is kind of set in the production that makes
Mm,
me really listen. You know what I
mm.
mean? Like, we've talked about using different dynamics and volumes of instrumentalization to force the listener to kind of lean in and really listen. And it's very like vocal, bass, drum forward, which of course you're going to get. The way that the vocals are, for me, it feels super intimate. Like, I don't know, it feels very
Yeah.
personal and very raw. And it gives this warm quality to it that really kind of makes me enjoy and settle into the melody that's happening.
Hmm.
But then when you get through the piece, you have that subtle saxophone track that's in the back that's just ripping. And I'm just like, I found myself listening so hard for what that saxophone was doing, but it's so far in the back. It's just like the sprinkles on top of the cake. You know what I mean? And I love it. I love it. It's just so like it's got a lot. This track's got a lot of flavor. No pun intended. It's got a lot of flavor. It's got a lot
It
of depth.
it does, and it comes right at the end of like the rub-a-dub era
Yep.
of Jamaica, like right at the end of it. And
Yep.
Sugar Minott is, famous for helping to pioneer that dance hall sound. And this is just moving right into that new era. And I'll be totally honest, I
Yeah.
can't tell if this is Roots Radix or if it is Sly and Robbie.
Whoa.
They both backed tracks on this album, so they're both credited, but I
Yeah.
don't know about each song. The drum fill in the beginning makes me think that it's Sly playing
Slime.
drums,
Yeah.
but the rest of the song makes me think that it's Styles Scott playing drums because there's no Slyisms for the rest of the track. I just don't. I'm stumped. Usually I could point it out. I'm just
You
stumped on this
always
one.
are able to point it out.
I feel terrible about it. Please fact
No,
check me, anyone out there. I just don't know.
I did this, but see, this is what I love about this. I mean, we're opening up questions to a bigger platform now, where we're going to be able to dive deeper into these tracks and get to learn a little bit more about it. There's still
Hmm.
so much to understand and uncover, and we're not necessarily the authorities of it,
No.
but it's nice. It's nice to be able to have fan help out there. So, like, guys, whoever's listening, if you know, please let us know. Because now I'm interested. That's crazy. That's crazy. I literally thought you would be able to come and tell me that one.
I wish. Normally you could tell right away. Normally it's like, oh, this is totally Sly playing drums on this. Like right away. Or that this is Roots Radix. But this one, I don't know, it goes back and forth for me.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just
And it's at that
overall
weird
such a
time where like
yep.
Sly and Robbie were doing more digi stuff already, whereas
Hmm.
Roots Radix were at almost the tail end of doing what they were doing. I don't know. Could go either
Oh
way.
my god, that's crazy. That's great. But again, so awesome. Everything about this track is awesome. And then just the vocals. Sugar Minott is just
Oh,
iconic. And
he is.
you're always gonna know when it's Sugar Minott on the mic. That's just how it's gonna be. And if you guys loved the sound of this and you really could settle into it and talk about a discography, whew, this
Yeah,
is a never-ending rabbit hole. Like, y'all can go down this for years, which is crazy.
it's true. He started in the late '60s with Tony Tuff, who also recently just passed a couple weeks ago. With the African Brothers, he recorded Studio One. He recorded Channel One. Like we said, he pioneered that dance hall reggae
Yeah.
era, and he was doing it, right up until he died in 2010. He did a
Yeah.
lot of Easy Star records, Easy Star All Star stuff. He's featured on a lot of their tribute albums. And for me, those are some of the best tracks on those albums. Anything that he sings on.
Yeah, I mean, he's an absolute legend. And talk about trend setting and a pioneer in the reggae world. Like, again, like you say, he highlights that change of the sound into that dancehall groove. He really, it's amazing. It's amazing to think of all this artist was able to actually accomplish within this genre to help expand it and grow to something else, which was something that elevated and inspired a lot of new instrumentalists and reggae artists out there to kind of keep that sound growing and changing and evolving.
There's something that I really love about Sugar Minott that is not featured in this song at all. I just happen to really love this song. His harmonies. If you ever listen,
Uh-huh.
most of
Yes.
his songs have harmonies,
Yep.
done by him, and they are so cool. They're
Yeah,
not
they are.
like any harmonies I've ever heard. It's almost like they're too close together, but it works. There's just so
Yep.
many of them that you're like, what is happening? I love it, but it shouldn't work.
Yep.
He
Yeah,
just
but
he gets away with it.
he takes a lot of melodic chances. He really
Yeah, he
does.
does.
Right down to like the way he can like kind of pitch bend, the nasal kind of parts that he brings his voice to. I mean, he knows what his voice can do that other people's voices can't, and he knows how to manipulate it, but he really does take those chances. And although we don't hear the intricate harmonies that you're talking about that I absolutely do love, you do hear a lot of the chances he takes melodically with just that one vocal line in this track. It's
Mhm.
there, but just imagine those harmonies like times 10, you know?
Yeah. Now he can hit the high notes, he can hit the low
Oh,
notes,
God.
and
His
yeah,
range
his
is
range is
insane.
great.
It's great. And again, we talk so much about artists that have touched like a vocal timbre that's comforting and smooth and warm. This is warm. I love that. I love it just settles into it's something that makes the listener feel comfortable to listen in and really kind of you can have Sugar My Not on shuffle all day long and
Oh
be
yeah.
able to just enjoy your day, which is
Yeah,
awesome.
because his rub-a-dub stuff is great. His R&B stuff is great. His
Great.
digi stuff is great. All the
It is.
modern era stuff he did with like Tikla and the Easy Star guys, great. I mean, you can't go wrong, and it always sounds like Sugar Minott.
Yep.
I,
Exactly. It does, but like there's some sounds that are so different. Like you said,
yeah.
I mean, think about all like the different genres that you just pulled from right there. Of course, it's going to be the iconic Sugar Minott, but like we're talking, his ability spans the range of so many different genres, but his skill also threads the needle so that it actually all kind of connects to make it feel like it's right. He's never stretching to do something that's not within the zone of something he can do. And there's
Right.
sometimes you hear artists they'll stretch into a genre where you're like, okay, exactly that. That was a stretch. Not Sugar My Not. He only dabbles in the ranges of skill that he has mastered, and for the listener, it's extremely exciting.
Right. And he really goes with the times. He's one of those Jamaican artists that went with the times, like
Yep.
Horace Andy did,
Yes.
Sly and Robbie did famously. He's just like,
Yep.
oh, we're in this now. Let's do that. Oh, we're doing this style now. Let's try that.
Yeah, and I love that because they maintain a relevance, but also through doing that, taking the knowledge they've had and to be able to expand upon it, they're the ones that help innovate kind of the most. You know what I mean? Through that, through the tradition and through being able to break and be flexible and grow and evolve as music does. You
Hmm.
can't just stay stagnant or else you will lose the relevance that you do have. And that's something that Sugar My Not never did. He
Hmm.
always stayed completely relevant up until his end, and his stuff is going to live on forever to help inspire people and reggae artists all over the place. So amazing track, an amazing artist. And guys, definitely if this is your first introduction to Sugar My Not, which probably it's not for the majority of the people listening to this podcast, but if it is, welcome. You've got a
Hmm.
lot of awesome stuff to catch up on, and we know what you'll be doing for the rest of the day today. So definitely go and check this out. Check out other tracks by Sugar My Not. Check out other albums and things, and definitely things that he's been featured on, like James mentioned with Easy Star. Like really cool stuff, cool tracks, and very expansive.
Yeah. And if you're ever in your local record store and you see some Sugar Minott, you should just get it because it's not going to be bad.
No,
That's a
get yourself a
guarantee.
slice of that cake. It tastes real good.
Oh, nice. I like what you did there.
Oh, I love this. Oh man, guys, seriously, that was really fun. Looking forward to being able to bring you guys more awesome tracks like this on all of these platforms. Again, thank you guys so much for following us into the new transition into conversation and dub. And as always,
Keep dubbing.
dubbing.
Thanks for listening to A Conversation in Dub, hosted by James Pasqua and Mark Ramondi. Conversation in Dub is brought to you by Rootfire, a platform for reggae music worldwide with a mission to empower artists and nurture the community that supports them. You're here because you love reggae music and want to be a part of that community? We're here to help you connect the dots.
This show is produced and edited by James Pasqua. Our theme music is an original composition called Keep Dubbing by James Pasqua and Mark Ramondi. If you want to hear previous episodes containing full songs, you can find them all on Spotify. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at A Conversation in Dub. And if you have any feedback, requests, or just want to talk about music, reach out there or email us at aconversationindub@gmail.com. Make sure to rate us on your podcast platform of choice. And as always, keep dubbing.